22 right now. Rachel Slavinsky aboard this runner today for trainer D. Polis. I put Balladine on top in here. I think he's a better horse on the main track than he is on turf. I thought he has a little bit of versatility pace-wise. Nobody's really committed to the front. He could be close. He doesn't necessarily need the lead, but I think he could possibly get the right trip. But he is getting some backing too. He kind of lost the value there as he's down to 3-1 as well.
Yeah, and perhaps people are keying off the March 24th race, going back to opening weekend when he did win on the lead. He stayed on as the best of speed from that inside position. You mentioned Gallardo was aboard that day. Rachel Slavinsky will be aboard, so we'll have the weight break in here. Now, since that win, the numbers have declined a little bit, so he's going to have to turn things around. But with that said, it's not like he's completely off form by any means.
Right.
It's just he hasn't got back to those faster races. Maybe it's the distance change, maybe being a little bit shorter, being able to show a little bit more early speed. That's where, I gave the look to some of the others based on that slight decline, but wouldn't be any surprise.
Yeah, he's now Co's second choice, currently sitting at 3-1. Walking right in front of him was the 7. That's Secession. Secession right there in the saddling stall now, 9-1 on the board. Emmanuel Giles aboard for trainer Jose Rodriguez. Claimed for 62.50 off a nearly 9-length victory back on April the 28th, and that was a day where he was an absolute standout in that spot. But then you look at that last out, that was a pretty good effort going 7.5 on the turf, and he took some action. He was only 6-1 in that race. You're back at 5.5, and I tend to wonder if he tries to get into the race a little bit early on too.
Yeah, he was giving up some recency that day, coming off the 50-day freshening and on the turf, and stumbled at the start. He had to rush up. He was alone on the lead. He lacked some finish late, being stalked by the winner. But when you stumble at the start, you rush up. You're going 2 turns. You're coming off. You're giving up some recency. You get a little bit of a pass. Let's be fair. And you mentioned the races in the past, especially that maiden win on April 28th, and I'm glad you brought that up, that he was just an absolute standout in there. But he ran to it.
Yeah,
he ran huge. He ran like, if you're supposed to stand out on the field, that's how you're supposed to win.
Right.
You're like decision over, draw off by open lengths. That's what he did. He had some pace to close into, but so much the best, and should be able to get back to that effort in this field. And getting a little bit overlooked, I think, is value right now at 9-1.
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not taking more action after the scratches. I thought he was going to be somewhere around 5-1, so we'll see if that price comes down as we get closer to post time. 8 horses, AP, Blazing Green. Frank Reyes aboard this runner today for trainer Joel Zawitz. It was a good maiden score in that last out. They were happy to get on turf there as the horse was the 2-5 favorite. But honestly, if you look through some of the races last summer, AP Blazing Green held his own on the main track against Maiden Allowance Company too. You get this race coming off the turf. Again, I think he's overlooked a little bit as he sits at 9-1.
Well, you look at his race record right there. He's 1 for 16, but I think you kind of nailed it. Is he holds his own. He just runs his race every single time, and so that gives you a little bit of cause for pause on the win end, because he's not always, the most willing to win, but he's always going to show up with his effort, put himself in the race, and run his race. And that's kind of what I expect here. Playing exotics, he's a use. I have a hard time getting to him on top because he would need a lot of things going his way, but can definitely get a share.
He's a pretty good-looking racehorse. You see him there, a big, strong, good-looking sprinter, and right now currently sitting at 9-1. And then lastly is the 3. That's Oscar Nominee. Rainer Arrieta aboard for trainer Gabe Bertana. You get a look at Oscar Nominee right there. 8-1 on the board. This is a horse that pushed things along a little bit in that last out and was able to prevail on top. That was at odds of 24-1, but this is a horse that has progressed in each and every start this year, so you have to think they're at least headed in the right direction.
Yeah, you like to see that from a horse. Lightly raced, improving with each race, and getting a little bit faster, getting some confidence coming off the win. Now, as far as that win back on June 1st, did kind of have a favorable trip, sat free behind the pace setter and then took over late. He was also a little warm that day, and he looks pretty composed today. As you mentioned, the temperatures are a little bit cooler. And they were looking for the turf going back to June 29th, didn't quite get it. Maybe this is a better spot, but it's tough to knock a horse that has just improved with each and every race.
Yeah, we'll see what we get out of him at 8-1, but it is a pretty compact betting board. Your favorite at 8-5 is Arthurian. After that, everybody pretty bunched up here in the opener is in the first. We offer win, play, show with that 12% takeout, exacta, try, super, double, pick 3. 50-cent early, pick 5, and the place, pick 8. A lot of wagers for you in the opener. Horse is going to head out shortly for the first. Good luck.
Racing fans are on the track for today's first race. We're off the turf to go 5.5 furlongs on a fast dirt track. Scratch 1, Righteous Freedom. Scratch 5, What Do You Think, Mark? Scratch 9, I'm Your Captain. Some overweights have come in since our last report. 3, Oscar Nominee carries 1 pound over. 7, Succession carries 1 pound over the program weight. Here's the field. 1, Arthurian. The rider is Eduardo Gallardo. 2, Oscar Nominee will be handled by Rainier Arrieta. 3, Maligator, Luis Colon in the saddle. 5 is Scratched. 6, Belladine, Rachel Slavinsky aboard. 7, Succession, Emmanuel Giles. 8 is AP Blazing Green, Frank Reyes riding. Number 9 is Scratched. We're on the main track in about 4 minutes for the first race. Looking ahead to today's second race, number 5, Rocket Hotshot, will now carry 1 pound over the program weight. In the third race, number 7, Stance, will now carry 1 pound over the program weight. Today's first race has Win Play Show Exacta Trifecta Superfecta. It starts a rolling daily doubles, rolling pick 3s, the 50-cent early pick 5, and the $1 place pick 8. I remind you, our place pick 8 wager has a low takeout of just 8%. Win Play Show wagers here at Hawthorne have a low 12% takeout every day we race. 3 minutes for the first. We're off the turf, track fast. Racing fans, a little time remains for you to wager on today's first race, which features rolling doubles, rolling pick 3s, the 50-cent early pick 5, and the $1 place pick 8. We do thank you for joining us wherever it may be across the betting network. We have a 9-race program today. We are off the turf. All the races on the dirt track, and the track is listed as fast. No carryover pools to report. One canceled wager. The 9th race, high five wagering, has been canceled. Once again, we're off the turf. Track will be fast all day long here at Hawthorne. We are close to starting time for race 1. If you missed it earlier, if you're off track, the winds have subsided right now. As of now, no wind to speak of. Weather temperature in the 80s. We are close to starting time for the first here at Hawthorne. Moving towards the gate, less than a minute. Racing fans are at the starting gate for today's first race. Horses are entering the starting gate. Two more left to go in, waiting for Maligator, also waiting for AP Blazing Green. Waiting now for AP Blazing Green. They're on the gate. They're off. Towards the inside, Arthurian out sharply for the lead. From the outside, AP Blazing Green. Far outside, moving up in between those two, Succession. Then towards the inside, Oscar Nominee. Between horses, Balladine and Maligator is the trailer. They've got a half mile to go, and from the outside, Succession takes the lead. And around the turn, Succession draws off the lead by 2. Arthurian chasing second by 2 1/4. AP Blazing Green is third. And then on the inside, Balladine fourth. Losing a bit of ground is Oscar Nominee. About to go by that one is Maligator at the top of the stretch. Succession the leader. Around the turn, they're in the stretch. Succession comes off the turn with the lead. Arthurian coming back to him on the outside, and Arthurian reclaims the lead. Succession is back to second. In third is Balladine. Maligator's closing from far back, but still 15 lengths behind this leader, and it's Arthurian in full command as they come to the wire. Arthurian reports home about 7 in front of Succession. Then it was Balladine and Maligator. In today's first race, number 2, Arthurian, finished first. 7, Succession, was second. 6, Balladine, finished third. 4, Maligator, fourth. 2764 is posted. It's unofficial. 104.23. 5.5 furlongs, fast dirt track. Returning the unofficial winner, 1, Arthurian. Arthurian is owned by JL Racing Limited Liability Corporation of Justin Larson. Cody Rosine, the winning trainer. Eduardo Gallardo in to ride, the winner of the first at Hawthorne. Today's first race is official. Running time 104.23. It's official. The $1 exact